Can you heal from abuse? What do I do after leaving my narcissist? What does a healthy relationship look like? These concerns cross the minds of over 20 people every minute, over 28,800 people every day. And the sad fact is, we still don't talk about it enough. Healing from emotional abuse isn't a band-aid situation, but it doesn't have to take years either. The lives of millions of other survivors around the world have been impacted by their narcissist. Yours doesn't have to. To show you how to live a free, confident, and peaceful life, your host and founder of the Healing from Emotional Abuse philosophy, Marissa F. Cohen.
I'm just waiting for my partner in crime, Orsika, to jump on here so that we can start talking about some very important topics today. 1 second to try and find her. So, one of the things that we want... Hello!
Well, hello!
How are you today?
I am great. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, Pat, today. I think our topic is really important. Did you lose me?
I think so too. Nope, I have you now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, do you want to introduce yourself and then we'll talk about the topics we're going to talk about today?
I think that's a great idea. So my name is Orsika Yulia, and I am the owner of Out of the Quicksand, which is specifically designed, it's my business specifically designed for parents who have overcome domestic violence and want to just live a better life, a life of healing and forgiveness, and just get out of your quicksand, because living in survival mode, let's be honest, sucks. And as a parent, when you're fresh out of domestic violence as a parent, you kind of tend to forget about your self-care because you're wanting to care for your family. So I come and guide you on how to really heal your family through healing yourself. So that's what I do.
Awesome. And I'm Marissa. I'm a healing coach and a best-selling author. I work with survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault as well to help them on their healing path using my 3-point philosophy called the Healing from Emotional Abuse philosophy. And so welcome. And today, Orsika and I want to talk about this TikTok trend, the National Rape Day trend that's being talked about a lot. And so, do you want to start, Orsika?
You get to start. This is you, sister. And I'll just piggyback off of you. Yep.
So,
because I don't TikTok.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I actually barely TikTok, and people kept sending it to me, which is the only way I found out about it.
Awesome. I'm glad they did.
I know, me too. So, if you're not familiar, the TikTok trend it says created by 6 men that were saying that April 24th is National Rape Day, and then that sexual assault and rape is legal on April 24th, and encouraging people, specifically encouraging men, to rape as many women as they can this coming Saturday on April 24th. Now, that caused a frenzy backfire from survivors and women all over the world, making videos warning their friends, warning people around them what's happening and to beware of Saturday night, because this group of people were basically giving advice on how to successfully sexually assault as many women as possible. According to the USA Today, they haven't actually found any evidence that original video exists, and I don't know, but I do know that the frenzy it's caused has created a lot of fear in the survivor community, and truly in the community of women online. So do you have any insight or any points?
Thoughts about that?
Yeah, thoughts?
I think it's totally disgusting. Like, what is our world coming to, right? Like, why? Let me back up. For the men to have these thoughts that this is okay really, really hurts me for their soul and for their life. Like, what upstanding gentlemen, which obviously they aren't.
Yeah.
But what human, okay? Like, let's not even give them all those condolences and caveats, but what human who is of sound mind and spirit think that this is okay? So they're very, very broken. And we have to understand that like people who hurt people come from a very broken place. I'm not saying it's okay by any means, because I was raped by my husband, ex now, but by the husband. And it's nowhere near okay. But to understand that these people are very, very hurt, you know, and they're just going to continue hurting. And the more fire or more coals that we put on that fire, the more hurt people are going to hurt people. And that's just not okay. That's just not okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely am fundamentally against people banding together to rape a collection of people. I think that that's just a disgusting thought. And
it's horrible.
You're a better person than I am, because for me, I don't even care about their condolences. I'm just like, or their anything.
Their mental state.
Right. I don't care about their mental state. Like, if you have the wherewithal to plot together to hurt as many people as possible, like, my hope is that they're actively trying to find the people that started this, and all of the people that continue to enforce this idea, and throw them all in jail. I mean,
100%.
I would love to see them all behind bars for at least a week. And the reason that I stop at a week is because less than 2% of convicted rapists actually spend 1 day in jail. Less than 2%. And so having people that are potentially attempted rapists who are perpetuating this awful rumor or, you know, event should all be
hate crime. Really, it's a hate crime.
Absolutely. They should all be locked up.
100%. I guess my question for them is, do you have a mother? We all do. And how would you feel if somebody raped your mother as she was taking her dog for a walk? How would you feel if this was your little sister? Like, just not okay. It's just, and I understand, I truly do, that hurt people, right? Like I said, but how would you feel? How would you feel if it was your mother? How would you feel if it was your baby sister? Or heck, better yet, dare I say, how would you feel if it was your daughter? How would you feel if somebody came up to your daughter who was going on a walk, just casual walk, and she got gang raped?
I mean, the thought of that gave me chills, and I don't even want to explore that thought, you know, having gone through it myself and you having gone through it yourself. You know, I understand the toll that it takes on the victim, on the survivor, and the very thought of that like makes me itch.
Especially when you think of like the 12-year-old daughter, the 13-year-old daughter. So if you happen to be watching our happy little video and you think that this is okay, you have a relative who is a female. Is it okay? Think about it. Like, it's stupid and it's asinine.
I agree. It's never okay. It's never ever okay. And as for any survivor listening, if this did happen to you, know that it wasn't your fault and there was nothing that you could have done in that moment that you didn't do
100%
to protect yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
So I could talk about how much I hate rapists all day, but
same.
Let's move to ways for survivors or ways for people to keep themselves safe in case April 24th is what they're saying it's going to be. In case it is basically people breaking out and assaulting as many people as possible, what are some ways that people can keep themselves safe in any scenario?
Well, for one, living in fear is not an option, right? That's not going to keep you safe. That's just going to keep you closed in, and that's not okay either. So, I mean, definitely don't just hide in a corner unless you're raped. Like, let's say you've been through it and it's been recent, then please stay inside and hide in a corner. Like, that's okay. Like, it's totally okay. But more importantly, just be aware of your surroundings and go with people. Don't go out by yourself, ladies. Like, just use common sense. Don't you think, Marissa? Like, don't go out by yourself. If you can avoid staying in the dark, you know, evil lurks in the dark corners, right? And just stay in. If you must be out at night, you know, let's say you want to go clubbing or you're at a friend's birthday party or whatever, then just be smart and go in groups. And that means travel in the car in groups. You know, unfortunately, you know, the evil that is out there is smart. right? And you think, oh, I went to my car in a group and we all parked together, but you don't, and I'm not saying this to put fear in you, but you don't know what's in the car. So travel in packs.
Travel in packs with people you trust. I'm going to
Yes.
snowball off that because
Yes.
90% of sexual assaults take place by somebody who's an acquaintance of the survivor. And
Right.
I think 85% of those are somebody that's in an intimate relationship. And so not only travel in packs, which is so important, and be very aware of your surroundings, but only go out with people that you trust, you know,
Right.
just keep yourself safe, you know.
Yes.
If you put a drink down, don't pick it back up. There are over 55 different drugs and things people can put in drinks that will knock you out for at least 8 hours, including but not limited to Visine. If you squirt a couple drops of Visine, the eye drops, into somebody's drink, they're going to be in the bathroom all night. If you empty a whole bottle, which is like what, that big, not that, takes 2 seconds to empty that thing, knocks you out for 8 straight hours. So put a drink
and this
down.
doesn't, let me piggyback off of that too. This isn't just men raping women, right? Like you can't have a woman raping a woman, and you can't have a man raping a man. So this isn't just go out and rape all the women, you know. This is like, just be cognizant, travel in packs that you trust, and be aware of your surroundings. Always, not just Saturday, like always.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another trend that I saw, I think a couple years ago, was people drugging men so that they could take the, you know, their partner, the female they were with, away with no fight.
Right.
So even if you're a man, you know, put your drink down, do not pick it back up. If it's really that much of an issue because the drink was expensive, then text me.
Just keep hold on to it.
Hold on to it, or text me and I'll Venmo you. Like, I'll buy you another drink, because I'd rather you be safe than and be out $12 than, you know, than have this happen more to people who don't deserve it, you know?
Right.
Not anybody deserves it.
Right. Just putting that out there. Nobody deserves to get raped. Just words.
Nobody deserves it. It was a poor choice in words.
Yeah.
What other ways can people keep themselves safe aside from traveling in packs and, you know, not picking their drinks back up, surrounding themselves by people that they trust, and trying to
stay in? I mean, don't stay in from fear, but stay in. You know,
make the choice to stay in.
Make the choice. Absolutely. Like have your gathering in somebody's apartment or house, or, you know, keep it safe. I mean, it's more fun that way anyway, because you don't have to deal with the idiots in the world.
Right. Or if you are going out or doing something during the day or at night, what about sharing your location with somebody, or sharing your place with somebody, you know, just in case. I always have my location shared with 3 people. It's always my mom and then 2 people who are either in the vicinity or who I have spoken to and told them where I'm going. That way, if something were to, God forbid, happen, knock on wood, people know where I am.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something. So this is the generational difference, right? Like Marissa's just a tint younger than I am, just a little bit. She's my younger sister, but from another mister. But like, I don't even think about that. Right. And your generation and younger definitely thinks about that. And I think it's great. So I have my, my son, he's, you know, I can find him wherever he goes, right? Because I have that turned on for him, but I don't really go anywhere that people don't know where I am. But I think that's an amazing recommendation. Like, have your location device on, right? That way, if you are in trouble, then the authority can find you faster as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's an interesting story that a person who came to the safe house I was working at a couple of years ago. The only reason she knew where she was when she woke up after a night of being drugged and sexually assaulted was because she called an Uber to her location and then was able to look back at the location that she called the Uber from. And that's how they found the perpetrator. And if she didn't have her location on, that wouldn't have been an option.
Right. And I love that that is an option. And I understand why people don't want to have their location on all the time. Like, I get that you want your private life to be private, but it could save your life.
Absolutely.
So be smart, get over your pride, and turn the location on.
Absolutely. Can you think of anything else? Because I got my second vaccine today. I have my microchip in, so
Your microchip.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, so I'm like slightly groggy. But do you have any other ideas or tips and tricks that people could use?
Take mace. I mean, really common sense. Take a pocket knife. You're allowed to take pocket knives into places. You know, just a little bitty pocket knife. They're what, $15 or so?
Something like that. And I think as long as it's smaller than your palm, at least in Illinois and New Jersey, you can legally have it with you.
Well, Michigan laws are totally different, but you know,
Maybe
it's
not
okay.
legal in New Jersey or Illinois, but pepper spray is.
Pepper spray, sure. I mean,
you can pick it up at 7-Eleven for like $4.
Absolutely. And we're not saying this, folks, to put fear into your brain or into your soul or anything like that. We're saying this just so you use your common sense. And sometimes we forget things. Like I wouldn't have remembered to turn on my location because again, I really don't go out. I definitely don't go clubbing. And when I do go out, it's, you know, to visit Marissa. So in her nice, comfortable place. So, I mean, I have a farm to take care of. I don't really have the luxury of, I don't give myself the luxury of going out, quote unquote, right? So again, we're not saying this to diminish your intelligence. We're saying this to keep you protected and maybe give you ideas that are not in the foreground of your mind, right? And if you have any other suggestions or thoughts of ways people can keep each other safe and themselves safe, definitely leave it in the comments. We would love to hear because I'm sure that we didn't cover everything, right, Marissa?
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, and I'm sure people will come up with amazing things. Ride a skateboard and beat the crap out of somebody with a skateboard or a longboard, I guess is what they used up. Like look around, be aware of your surroundings, and see what you can use to protect yourself if the need is there. I mean, if you're drinking a drink and you need to whack somebody upside the head with the beer bottle, then by all means, it's better than getting raped or sexually assaulted.
Absolutely. Yeah. And be friendly with your server or bartender. And I don't mean like tip them generously. You know, I mean like, you know, let them know that you're nervous or if you need help, like that they are trained generally to take care of situations like that or have protocols in place to take care of something like that.
Sure.
They can easily get you out. They can get you separated from somebody who you're afraid of. If you're starting to not feel well, get to a safe place with a safe person. Now it's all coming, you know, but
ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Yeah.
People are generally like, oh my gosh, programmed to want to help you, right? We all want to help each other in a way, except people who are scumbag rapists, you know,
I mean,
they don't want to help you.
They want to help themselves.
Exactly. And it's not about sexual urge either. It's about power and control.
Yeah.
So like Orsika said, being aware of your surroundings, knowing who's around you, knowing escape routes, you know, having things in place like a longboard or pepper spray or mace,
whatever, pocket knife,
whatever makes you feel safe. I used to keep a foghorn in my purse and a rape whistle. I'm not kidding. I had a friend who bought them for me because I had to cross the street to get home, like cross a highway to get home from work.
Yeah.
So I used to keep that in my bag, and I only ever had to pull the foghorn out once. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness it was there, because if not, then, you know, who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like Orsika said, if you have any other suggestions or thoughts or questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment box. We will be, you know, around all week monitoring the video and monitoring the advice you guys give, and just keep each other safe, you know.
Yeah. And really, if you have any, go ahead. I'm sorry, Marissa.
I was gonna say, it really sucks that this is even like a topic of conversation we have to have.
It really does. And I was gonna say, if you all have any need for just the support, you know, if you've been through sexual assault or rape or domestic violence, Marissa and I, that's what we do. That's our specialty. That's our gift and our passion. So, you know, aside from this video, if you are a domestic violence survivor or a survivor of sexual assault or, you know, survivor of rape, then please reach out to us. Whichever one, you know, either one of us will be more than happy to just hold your hand and love on you.
Absolutely. And I have an idea that I have not run by Orsika yet, but
it's a perfect idea. I love it.
Perfect. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, I'm speaking for you,
Yep.
on Saturday, it's going to be probably a very triggering day or an emotional day for a lot of people. So we will have a Zoom maybe going all day. You know, we'll have a Zoom room available. And if anybody feels nervous or scared or triggered or wants to talk or just, you know, needs a pep talk, wants some advice for coping skills, message one of us and we'll send you the link to the Zoom video. It'll be all day on Saturday. We're here for you, and
Absolutely.
we're happy to help.
I'll take the morning shift. Marissa has the late one because, you know, I'm old. No, I'm kidding.
Perfect. I'll do the midnight shift.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything going on that you want to talk about? Anything to promote your new programs?
I do, but I'm not gonna do that right now, just to not take away from, I don't want, oh my gosh, these words, right? Who got the shot? Who got shot up? We can talk about those next week. Personally, I just feel like this is the time to really focus on what potentially has been put out there for Saturday. I just think it's so important that I don't want to diminish that. I want to be able to give my full support to that. And we'll talk about what I have to offer next week.
Sounds good. And then I'll do the same.
Okay.
Well,
thanks, friend.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your night. And if anybody needs anything, message one of us, okay?
Absolutely. Have a good night, all. Bye.
Good night.
If you enjoyed this podcast, you have to check out www.marissafaycohen.com/private-coaching. That's www.marissafaycohen.com/private-coaching. Marissa would love to develop a made-for-you healing plan to heal from emotional abuse. She does all the work and you just show up. Stop feeling stuck, alone, and hurt and live a free, confident, and peaceful life. Don't forget to subscribe to the Healing from Emotional Abuse podcast and follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Marissa F. Cohen and Instagram at marissa.fay.cohen. We'd love to see you there.